All right, hit the go live. Hit the go live. All right, hit the go live. Make sure it all looks good. We're back again. Hummus is back. Tell a friend. What do we got here? What do we got here today? It is Faction War Qualifier Part 2. Part 1 was in the European time zone friendly area. It was bigger, larger, more epic than you could possibly imagine. It was actually pretty dope. We got 24 qualifiers out of that tournament. But for an even bracket of 32, we need 8 more. There comes in the nighttime tournament. Usually less signups, usually less viewership. So unfortunately, for them, they are less important. And that's where we are right now. So, what this tournament is going to do, while I attempt to find... Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. I gotta find us the thing. Before everybody gets all mad at me, I gotta find us the thing, then I'll explain what's going on. Because I'm a professional caster who definitely knows what's happening in the world. All right, first up is Strat Game versus Bjorn. All right. So Faction War Qualifier, to get the 8 last slots. Anybody who makes it to the quarterfinals is invited to the Faction War. They can pick whatever faction they want to represent in the Faction War. They cannot overlap because we only want maximum of 2 of the same type of faction in the Faction War. So if, let's say, I ask the first person, what do you want to play? They say Bretonia. Neat. And then by the time I get to the 5th person, I'm like, what do you want to play? They say Bretonia. I say, pick another one. So just getting to the top 8 matters here. After that, you're all in. It's just about bragging rights, saying you won the tournament. Everything's best of 1 all the way through. Land battles. That's about it. That's everything. Yes. We are here with Bjorn Norlander, and BBB's Strat Game. Skaven versus Vampire Coast. This is the matchup I lost as Skaven in the other Faction War Qualifier. Though we did make it. We got the furthest as the Skavens. So, yeah. That's cool. Let's see if Strat Game can beat the Vampire Coast. Or if Bjorn will prevail. A lot of old faces. I see Dactor, who I haven't seen for a while. A-Move Hacker. I haven't seen that guy for a billion years. Bjorn took a break from the game. Forbetty's back. Alea Yachtast. I'm not missing this man's game. No matter who he fights, I'm going to message him. I'm going to say, Alea, you fucking wait for us. I used to love watching him. Then he took a break. No longer. I'm messaging him right now, no matter what. I gotta go find him. Alea. Can we spec you next? No start without stream? Okay, cool. I just like that guy. He plays Bretonia. He's cool. Hey, Marla Springer, how you doing? The rat sits in darkness. Oh, shit, do I? Fuck. You sound like my parents. That's important. All right, 1 second. There we go. What's up, Amenephis? Dude! Do you ever know better, and yet you still wade into an internet argument like a dumbass? Because I did. And it hurts. There's this guy that's just like, Warhammer multiplayer. He's a YouTuber, and he's like, Warhammer multiplayer sucks. Anybody who plays it still is really stupid. And I'm like, okay. And he just kept criticizing like our content, and like one of his videos was specifically calling me out as a piece of shit. So of course I took the bait, and then I was in his YouTube comments just being like, hey man, I've never heard of you. Do you host any tournaments or anything, or like what do you do? He's like, no. Okay, do you partake in the multiplayer scene at all? No. Do you watch any of the games? No. You don't. Do you even play quick battles? No. Then why do you care? Why do you care? What the fuck is this? Like, and I got drawn into it. I know I shouldn't have gotten drawn into it. And he's just like some YouTube bitch trying to drama monger. The sad part is he has like 100,000 subscribers. Like a little asshole. But he just like contributes nothing. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's like... I'm trying to think of a good example. I guess it's like being aggressively of the take that plays and operas suck and they contribute nothing to culture. Okay, have you ever been to a play or opera? No. Then why do I care what you have to say? If you tried it and you didn't like it, that is fine. But if you have absolutely no fucking idea what you're talking about, why do I care about your opinion? Oh, because your channel's 20 times bigger than mine? Yeah, that might be it. You're using your platform to actively try and shrink the scene. I am trying super hard to grow, and we're trying to host events for people to have fun if they want to. And it does not harm you in any way. Oh, but you're still gonna use your platform to just shit on everything I love? Alright. Guess I'll comment back, you fucking twat. What an asshole. Who? I honestly don't want to say who, because then it gives him more power. Even though his channel's 20 times bigger than mine because he's a fucking douchebag, but... Anyway. If you know, then you know. And if you don't know, it's some guy. Alright, somebody sent me a cool picture of a rat. It's Amenephis. Amenephis, why did you send me a cool picture of a rat? Alright, Bjorn's working on his build behind the blocker. Volan. Rocket. By the way, traitor, I will say, I have something really funny for you. I'm gonna message you. Buddy. Okay. I got a message, Trader. It's Turin, obviously. He hates multiplayer. Yeah, he hates it. He hates it. He's definitely not streaming right now. It was me, Barry. I spoiled your milk. Dude, I don't know if that's the video you're referring to. I fucking love that thing. I love it. It was me, Barry. You're on mobile, so you gotta click out of stream 1 sec. Alright. I'm just checking on some stuff. Want to see how Turin's stream going. We mentioned him. His viewership's doing pretty good. That's nice. That's nice. That's good for the scene. Means people care about Total War Warhammer, which is good. You know the reverse flash meme? Goddamn right I do. It's so good. Alright, we have a game to cast. I'm gonna focus up. No more talking about dumb bullshit, you guys. Everybody get real for a second. Everybody get real! So for Bjorn, haven't seen him in a long time. He was playing a really good amount of Vampire Coast. Loved them a lot. Then he got sick of the meta. He started using Bloated Corpses. Then he got sick of even trying to make Bloated Corpses fun, and he took a break from the game. Let's see if he's still got the old spit and polish, the old shine. He does have a Vampire Fleet Admiral of vampires with a pistol. He has been liking this Lord a lot recently. He sends in a lot of replays with her. I just am not sold. To me, it hasn't looked particularly strong, especially compared to like Noctilus, but Bjorn's better than me at this faction for sure. So let's just let him cook, I guess. Drown Dead, Summon, Invocation to Heck, and then the Black Parapet to get as much Winds of Magic as possible. For Bomber Mobs, 3 dogs, 4 animated Hulks, even post-nerf, and then 4 pistol mobs, 1 Morngul in the Vanguard, and the Lamprey's Revenge ROR. Rotting Promethean's Gunnery Mob. Cool. On the other side for Stratus Gamus the Third, and he is the third, I asked. We do have some Night Runners. He's still kind of futzing with stuff, so I don't want to miss anything. It looks like it is just 2 360 shooting Night Runners. We have some Rat Ogres and Wolf Rats scattered throughout the formation. These are pretty clutch in the matchup. I talked about it on the earlier stream, but in case you weren't here for that, in my opinion, this matchup goes super heavily who can compromise whose backline. The Skaven, I personally prefer to compromise my enemy's backline by outshooting it, which is very viable. And for the Coast, they usually want to compromise your backline with dogs and Mornguls and summons. So the Wolf Rats of the Skaven and the Rat Ogres are super important for maintaining any semblance of backline cohesion, because as long as you can keep shooting, you can win. If the Coast can stop you from shooting, they win. That's pretty much what the game boils down to, in my opinion, for this matchup. Anyway, talking about that shooting, we do have 3 Skaven Slave Slingers, triple green Poisonwind Globe. I have really soured on these guys post-nerf. I think the purple globe is far superior, though it is more expensive, so overall the globe type strategy took a nerf. I understand that. But if you want the old power, you got to go with the purples. You got to pay an extra cost, and I think the greens are just trash now. We'll see how Strat makes them work. He also has triple Giselle, that is pretty good, and Ikit Claw on foot with Flensing Ruin, unlimited power, and Brass Orb for some crowd clearing. All right. I am worried the Skaven build is a little thin. There's no front line at all. Because versus the Vampire Coast, I think Skaven Slaves are particularly strong because you don't even have to win the frontline fight. Skaven Slaves last a really long time, just because pistol mobs are trash at melee, of course. So Bjorn has deployed in the trees, but he's immediately moving towards the Skaven, which is fine. You can use the forest to advance, you just can't sit in it with a large portion of your army, but this so far is fine. As long as these units eventually come out of the forest, he'll be okay. And the Skaven are just taking some mortar fire, but they don't really care about it. Nothing they have is that scared of mortars, and Giselles are going to reap a terrible cost. So I think the Skaven are overall fine with this situation if the Vampire Coast want to slow roll them. Pistols are trying to trade with Wolf Rats. Seems my game's very quiet. I'm going to turn it up. Anyway, they're trying to poke some Wolf Rats, but Giselles are just completely murdering them, and already they are crumbling. In the distance, Wolf Rats ran across Scurvy Dogs and took a fight they really didn't want. And it looks like the Rat Ogres are going to fall back. And those aren't mortars, those are carronades. What the okay, my bad. Oh, one's a mortar, one's a carronade. That's where I made a mistake. Alright, so carronade is firing in. The Giselles should be able to outtrade one carronade pretty easily, but Strat Game needs to hold his backline together, and Rat Ogres are going to just murder these Scurvy Dogs. And Giselles are even turning and offering some support fire, so far that's going well for him. Meanwhile, the Bombers and the Pistols are engaging the Skaven frontline without much dog or Morngul support or anything like that. This is a delayed advance from the coast, and I am not a big fan of it. It's just taking them too long to get all their assets here. So the Skaven entire army is fighting half of the Vampire Coast entire army, and these animated Hulks, these dogs here, they're just advancing too slowly. Strat's getting a pretty strong advantage in the early parts of this game. Globes are firing. Getting some decent damage out. I want to see how much this volley does. Let's see it. Hit me with that damage value. Oh, it's even 2 for 1. I mean, it's some decent poke. I don't think you're a trash unit now. I just don't like him personally. But Gisele's firing in. The coast is just taking so much damage on this advance. It's really broken up. We have 2 animated hulks over here not engaging just yet. Scurvy Dog's not engaging just yet. These animated hulks and the rotting Promethean mobs are almost here. But in the time it took them all to get engaged, we've lost all of the zombies. It's brutal. Like, the enemy troop count, we're down to 400 out of 1,300 for the coast. That's tough. Damage value isn't that bad overall. Damage value is very even, so it has been mostly chaff that's died. Which chaff isn't exactly what matters, but you do need chaff to just bog things down to stop them from concentrating on you. I will say what I'm worried about for Strat here is a lot of his ranged assets are bunched up. Like, his Warplock Giselles are all next to each other, so if anything gets on them, all 3 are going to get shut down very quickly. We see these globes and the slingers got shut down, and they got shut down all together. You usually want to try and be a little more spread out just so that if something gets hit, the other stuff can keep shooting for a bit. Now all 3 Giselles are attempting to run. Rat Ogres are trying to hold back the tide. Trying. Pretty key word there. We'll see how that goes. Carronade and Mortar are firing in. Rat Ogres and Wolf Rats are running back to kill the Carronades. I think honestly just letting them shoot is a fine. Would be fine. I kind of want these Wolf Rats to be back here, helping to peel a little bit. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's definitely a trade. I would say it's not a mistake, it's a trade. It's just I don't think the trade is worth it. But I have different priorities. That Mortar is going to get soloed out by the Wolf Rats. Meanwhile, these Wolf Rats and Rat Ogre combos take out the Scurvy Dogs, so Strat is getting a lot done on the backline over there. But meanwhile, the coast is getting their vengeance, and these very expensive Giselles are just getting murked at the moment. Also, we'll see if Ikit can stay alive. I think going for Ikit would be a mistake. It sounds weird, but you mostly want these crabs to deal with some of the ranged assets. If they just blob up on Ikit, they're all going to die. So, it's weird that you just have to ignore the Lord standing in front of you, but I do think that's the right call. Carronade's almost dead. These other Wolf Rats coming over to support will finish them off. Animated Hulks can probably kill the Rat Ogres and stuff back there, but the Vampire Coast artillery is dead. Lamprey's Revenge taking a lot of damage as they try to shut down the globes. And a Pistol Summon is out there. Bjorn is running out of sauce, is running out of juice. Lamprey's Revenge is essentially dead, so it's 3 animated Hulks and a Vampire Caster versus some rallying Giselles, some rallying Slingers. I think this Skaven have enough to keep it together. I think the Vampire Coast build was capable of winning, for sure. The advance was just too staggered, unfortunately, for Bjorn. He had some good late game plays. He was really good at saturating the Skaven backline and just sacrificing one dog or one animated Hulk to Rat Ogres and pushing the other one through. So he did that well, but he was too far behind at that point. Well played, well played. It can only got a 100 value. Bjorn did keep his caster out of Flensing Ruin range, so that really limited that spell's effectiveness. Giselles did fine. Rat Ogres did well. They did what they had to. They blocked stuff. Globes still did well. Well, one of them didn't, but the other 2 did fine. They had tons of time to shoot. Wolf Rats proving their quality in this matchup. Love it. And Slingers doing well. The other side for the Vampire Coast. Not going to see a lot of value. A lot of them got trashed on. Ooh, the Carronade paid for itself. All right, Carronade. All right, we see you. Animated Hulks, mixed value. Morgulls, mixed value. Bombers had a hard time counter-firing against Skaven Slings and Giselles and Globes. And then Scurvy Dogs got shut down. It's GG. It feels like I haven't played in years. Well, we're glad to have you back, Bjorn. Sorry, the first one was tough. Alrighty. Let's check on things. Black Knight did advance. Has to fight Alea. So we'll hop over there for some Bretonia versus High Elf action. Oh shit, I have to do that. Knighthood! 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 We're gonna go watch a High Elf game. And he told me to shout. I don't know why I played Khorne in a land battle tournament. Yeah, Khorne is definitely a counter pick faction. If you know what you're going into, it's going to be a rough fucking time because their Marauders still suck ass. Zinch versus Chorfs is straight cheeks. Dwarves, but with fire resist. I've had some real good success with Screamers and Soul Grinders in that matchup, Bougelicious. Bouchelicious. A High Elf game? Yeah, we have High Elves versus Bretonia coming up. Coming up. They're going to send me a lobby code in a second. Looks like they just got matched up, so they hadn't quite gotten in a lobby yet. Two extremely delightful people. I don't know who to root for. We have Black Knight, frequent late night gamer and degenerate himself, versus Alea Yacht Est, a new player who was up and coming, and then took a break from the game while the meta stagnated a bit. It seems like he is coming back. Bretonia Stan. Then round one of early tournament, I get Bretonia into Wood Elves, and round one of late, I get Beastmen into High Elves, both of which are not even close to even. I feel like Beastmen High Elves is pretty doable. Because they have a lot of the same things that Khorne High Elves do. Like the Mino Buzz can do alright. Imrik isn't that unbeatable with the Minotaurs. And then you have Centaurs to run around and do stuff. I don't know. It feels alright. But you and I have very different opinions of matchups. Baird. The Wood Elves Brett one, I don't know. People used to say that was really good for Brett, but when I played it, it felt quite strong for Wood Elves. Because even fully shielded triple Way Watchers will just fucking murder any knights I have. It's brutal. But Wood Elves don't have a lot of great matchups right now, so it's hard to really find their good ones. Hollow Faction War Pool Dono. Alright, Black Knight. I'll write it down. Thank you, sir. I'll write it down. I'm writing it. Black Knight 55. Okay. It has been recorded. Where's Alea? Where's Alea? I don't think Black Knight sent the lobby code to his opponent. Black Knight, did you forget to tell your opponent? Did you just tell me where this was? You just sent him the room name? Yeah. Not black, but smaller, but still good. I'll add it. Not me, I swear. Alright, Black Knight. You better win this game with your high ass. Your high elves? The highest of elves? I'm dealing with some messages right now. Sorry. We do have both players here. Looks like the Bretonian build. I can't tell if it's just a build they loaded up or if they're actually going with that. But it is currently at 5 gold spend, so we might be getting into game. Or Alea needs to actually do their build. We'll see. All right, I'm back. It's Dragon Prince time? It is Dragon Prince time. Let's see. I've heard they're trash now. Is that true? Knife Ears win versus the French. 3 best scorers, Jabberslythe, 4 Senties, 3 Ursaurs, some Spears, Caster Lord. Oh, okay, you're talking to GS about the Beastman versus High Elves matchup. Doesn't seem like much changed in this meta. Partially yes, partially no. There have been a lot of nerfs that shift around what factions are good. Healing is still really strong. Fate of Yuna is still really strong. One of the main problems is that for some reason in the beta, there were chariot changes, cav changes, and single entity changes. All of their charges aimed for the center of a unit, which made charging a lot more effective. And chariots did a lot more damage. And then for some reason when it went live, everything that I just mentioned went back to aiming at the first thing. So it's just like it didn't make it from the beta into the live game, which makes charging a lot less effective because they don't penetrate nearly as deep. They just hit the first thing and then stop dead, which is brutal. I don't know why it didn't make it. I've been asking CA about it. They haven't answered just yet. I asked Friday morning, so maybe they went on an early weekend or something. At least the contact I had did. So we'll see. I hope it's just a problem with like the patch and they can easily fix it. But if it was a balance change decision, like in early access, if people are complaining that infantry died too quickly to cav and chariots, then if that's just a design choice, it's not going to get fixed. That's really, really disappointing. I don't know what we'll do about it then, but best not to freak out before we know why the fuck it's actually not the way it was in the beta. Heroes don't need maps, just foes. Not too encouraged? Yeah, we'll see. If they don't answer by like Tuesday morning, giving them all of Monday to answer, if they skipped it Monday and Friday, then that's sus. Alright, we're getting set up. Black Knight went all cav. 600 model build. We have 4 Illyrian Reaver Archers, 2 Illyrian Reavers, 3 Illyrian Reavers. Okay. Triple Dragon Princes, including the Fireborn. We have a Mage of Life with Regrowth and Earthblood. We have Imric with his Dragon Breath, Dragon Horn, and Lord of Dragons. He does not have the Starlines. On the other side, Grail Guardians is new. Bjorn, I don't know if you saw the stream earlier today, but there are factions that got dumpstered. Vampire Coast has not been super great after the nerfs. Vampire Counts is much more handleable. Slaanesh got fucking gutted. Bretonia popped way up on the meta. Greenskin's got a bunch of buffs. So the meta did shift around a bit. We haven't had a ton of data. I think Dark Elves and High Elves will still be really strong, but VC got kicked in the dick. So did Slaanesh. Alright, on the other side we have the Fey Enchantress on foot next to Felix for even more healing. Interesting versus High Elves. Imric is probably going to two-shot that lady. Then we have Henry Le Massif up on his Hippogriff thing. He has Deadly Onslaught and Guardian equipped. Grail Guardians, Knights of the Realm, Knights Errant. So only one Grail Guardian to try and stop the Dragon Princes. I am curious how that goes after the buff to the Grail Guardians. I feel like they would slap Dragon Princes around, but we will see. Battle Pilgrims have also become a huge staple. with a 550 cost point, and I think they got buffs besides that. They are very cost effective. Grail Leak's also super good, making peasant front lines hold forever. We do have 3 archers. That is about it. I watch all your streams, especially when I can. Nice. You're gonna make me blush, huh? Chaz with the donation for the lady. We did have Bretonia doing very, very good in the midday stream, and then they ran into Cathay, which is the hardest fucking counter I have ever seen. Ever. It is terrible. 350 gold peasant spears just murder everything. Then you have 700 gold Jade Warrior halberds that also murder everything. Miao Ying running around being unstoppable for Bretonian type units. It's just brutal. It was terrible. 2 different Brett players couldn't get it done. Platy got close. He got close. He did struggle though. Alright. Off to a bit of a laggy start, though it does seem to be consistent enough. It's not giant spikes. We'll see if it evens out here. The Illyrian Reavers are doing a bit of skirmishing. Not that Bretonia cares at all. They're just throwing their peasants at him. And a huge charge in from the Illyrian Reavers. Taking half health off that peasant unit, almost routing it, but they are going to have to get out of here. More Illyrian Reavers charging in, and Imric diving on the Grail Relic. Really early snipe attempt onto it, and the Bretonian Knights are going to have to get involved much more aggressively if they want to get anything done. Archers are teeing off onto the Illyrian Reavers, getting a bit of damage out. So far, the early trading is going well for the Bretonians. Actually, the damage value is in favor of Bretonia already. Illyrian Reavers fighting Knights Errant, who have probably overextended, as a rear charge from the Dragon Princes is going to catch these Knights of the Realm. Should squish them nicely. Even without AP, they do have bonus versus large, and I heard a Dragon Horn coming out, so this cav fight's about to get real dangerous. But we do have a Chalice of Potions trying to land directly on the Fireborn. Does Black Knight see it coming? Does he dodge? He gives movement orders now. They're trying to move. It looks like they will mostly avoid the worst of it, taking a decent chunk, but it could have been so much more deadly. On the far side, Dragon Princes are getting mucked up, and Knights Errant and Peasants, they need to get out of here, but they're surrounded. They're actually trying to path through the Knights Errant who had locked them in. That is going to be a huge loss for the High Elves if they lose an entire Dragon Prince unit just like that. Countercharging on the other side. Illyrian Reavers and Dragon Princes charging together as Imric dives straight onto the Fey Enchantress. Does he turn and actually attack her, or is he going to get stuck up on Peasants? We will see. Meanwhile, in the backfield, Illyrian Reavers acting as dog units, just going to take out all of the Bretonian fire support super quick. Bretonians are forced to pull back the Grail Guardians and Knights Errant to deal with them. Deal with them they shall, but this does leave Zifei, Felix, and Henri at the mercy of Imric. See what the live catch can get done. She doesn't really have any damage or clearing spells or anything like that. It's not like she can punish these big infantry blobs that have formed. These Dragon Princes, as we mentioned before, are super stuck. They have a regrowth even going on to them, and they're still not doing that well. And Imric has been abandoned by his people at this point. Dragon Princes continue to take fights against Knights Errant across the board, and Grail Guardians are chasing off those Illyrian Reavers, though honestly they could just turn in onto Imric here. And we know the regrowth is on cooldown from what it did for those Dragon Princes, and even Earthblood's on cooldown, so Imric has no support whatsoever for a little bit here, and he is going to start wandering away. Bretonia still maintaining a little bit of a damage value advantage. Illyrian Reaver Archer is going to rear charge some Peasants, but these Peasants are holding somehow. The leadership is doing insanely well. Dragon Princes, the Fireborn, trying to fight some Men-at-Arms, and Imric really should have breath attacked this blob. It looks like maybe he realized that. He is coming back now. No, he is just going to dive in. He hasn't used any of his breath attacks yet. Oh, he did use one. When did he use it? I don't know. I missed it. But anyway, I really wish he had been able to breath attack there. Now he landed in Grail Guardians next to Henri Le Massif. He needs to get up and out of this fight. He can't afford to stay here, and it looks like he is going to do so. Leia, unfortunately, not able to fully punish him and lock him down on the ground. And Imric should take off any second. He is touching the models of those routing Knights Errant. Wow, I guess they actually locked him down. On the far side, the Cav build, struggling. It is struggling to clear out all of these Peasants, Knights Errant in the distance. We'll get attacked by Dragon Princes, but they can honestly probably trade well there. Rear charge from the Fireborn does some damage to the Spearmen at Arms. The Grail Relic will probably go down soon. Meanwhile, Imric is getting murdered. Dragonhorn has popped yet again to give his entire army some buffs, but Illyrian Reaver archers are going to get sacrificed to the Grail Guardians just to buy him some space, buy him some time. Get up in the air. Does he turn around and breath attack? Please, God, breath attack the Grail Guardians. They're all so clumped. Damn it. Damn it. He does not. Another Chalice of Potions is coming down. Another nice dodge as the Fireborn are going to get out of there and avoid the worst of it. And the Chalice of Potions is actually going to nuke down some Battle Pilgrims. Ouch. That is some ouch-friendly fire. Oh, balance power is about equal. If we have an overcasted regrowth onto Imric, all will turn around. If we can get a beautiful breath attack onto some Grail Guardians, also that would be quite clutch. Illyrian Reavers running away. We have a breath attack. It was not on them when they were clumped up. It was on them while they were moving, so unfortunately it did mostly miss. Rip in peace. Rip in peace. Dragon Prince is trying to pull away from the Grail Guardians. Imric thinking about landing in here. I would not land in those Grail Guardians, but he might have to as his Mage of Life is getting compromised. He does land, and the Fireborn look like they take a little charge on the Grail Relic, then fuck off for a bit. Imric is now trapped, and Rhea and the Grail Guardians have him surrounded. He is pulling in his Dragon Princes to try and support himself. Illyrian Reavers are firing in. The Fireborn got away from the fight, so now they can charge back in, but they do need to charge back in. Somebody has to help Imric out, and he really needs a regrowth if one is available at all. Oof. Oof baboof. Grail Guardians getting a little low, though, and the Lord of Dragons on them takes their melee attack down to 3. Ooh, that is brutal, and very good use of that spell. Was that an Earthblood for the High Elves or for Bretonnia? It was for Bretonnia. So Faye gets out a quick little Earthblood. Decent breath attack onto the Grail Guardians. The last two, unfortunately, have not been quite what we wanted to see out of the breath attacks, but it is better than nothing. Imric gets another regrowth. This one is not overcast as well, but it will do some. Dragon Princes re-opt into the fight. These other Dragon Princes are here. They are getting drained down by the Fey Enchantress. And Imric, is he diving back in? What does Bretonnia really have to stop Imric? I guess it's just the Grail Guardians. So maybe he can dive in and then countercharge with his own Dragonborn. Maybe. Imric lands. It looks like he's landing onto Enri, treating him as a threat of a duelist. I'm just worried about that Fey Mortis engine. He might have to snipe that out real quick. Imric is just going to turn around. He's going to go fight the Grail Guardians. It looks like he wants to get a free little hit onto them. Instead, he misses, unfortunately. The last of the Dragon Horns is popped, giving his army-wide a buff. I don't think he's going to be able to capitalize on it, though. He just kind of awkwardly shuffled in here. It's not what he wants. Knights of the Realm going to get routed soon. Grail Guardian's going to get routed soon. But everything that's fighting around here is getting the buff from the Grail Relic. So you can see these guys have some insano leadership. They have 91 base because of all this stuff. And by base, I just mean without minuses. So Imric is in here fighting. He's trying to push off Battle Pilgrims. Good fucking luck, says this one. I don't know. I don't think the High Elves have it. Some unfortunate breath attacks. Did not get a lot done on those Grail Guardians, and they are hanging in there. Anyway, Dragon Princes that are left are charging around the backfield. They are going to rout off these peasants easily enough. Imric is still in the blob fighting. Getting some decent damage onto Enri Lemessif. I wonder how many heals the Fey Enchantress still has. Enri's heal cap is within sight even. And that heal was for who? Who actually got that heal? What the hell? Okay, it was a heal from the Fae. It just didn't land on Enri, who takes a bunch of shots right in a row. Lord of Dragons is on him, making his melee attack 5 and his melee defense 20. Jesus. A rear charge from the Illyrian Reavers gets some of the blob to start routing. Men-at-Arms, Battle Pilgrims. Getting a little spooked out there. Last of the Dragon Princes charging in as well. Grail Guardians with the favor of the Fae, 84 melee attack, are wrecking the Fireborn. The last-minute heal is thrown down to try and help them. I don't think it's going to be enough. More Illyrian Reavers are trying to join the fight, but those Grail Guardians, unless they get broken, they are going to be sticking in this fight. And they do get broken from a rear charge. No, they managed to hang on. I was actually shocked how low their leadership went there for a second. Fey Enchantress is draining down every High Elf Cav piece in this area. And Imric's doing his best to put this game on his back. 1,500 is the damage value lead for Bretonnia, but is it going to matter? The life mage of Black Knight is getting low. Fey Enchantress threw out another heal. It is helping Henry. Mage gets pushed off. The Grail Guardians continue to fight. The Fireborn continue to fight. Other Dragon Princes again charge in, just charging in and out and in and out. And Imric, he's got to find a home. He's got to find something to do. He's got to finish something off. There's a little bit too much of damage spread where he's damaging a lot of stuff, but he's not finishing anything, and it is proving to be a real problem. He's either dedicate to finish that Grail Leech so things will rout. He's dedicate to finishing Henry so he doesn't have to worry about armor piercing. He's dedicate to finishing the Fae to get rid of the healing. Like, He's got to kill something. He can't keep spreading out his damage or it's too easy to heal it. Dragon Prince is running away. You know the drill at this point. They're going to come back. They're going to charge back in. And this time the Grail Relics look like they are poised to finally break. And without them, there goes the mask. Imric can probably snipe down the Fey Enchantress. Lifecaster's getting away. She has plenty of health. She is going to rally, especially if Henry falls too far behind. But without Henry, it really lacks the damage to push Imric away. And seriously, these Grail Guardians are still hanging in there. 15 leadership due to that Grail Relic buff and being close to their lord, obviously. Lifecaster is back. Henry says, fuck this shit. He abandons the fight. He is going to come back to fight with Imric. And the Grail Guardians did not receive the heal that was cast. It just didn't target them. It targeted Battle Pilgrims. It targeted the Grail Relic. It targeted everything else except for them. 118 health left on them. Imric's still fighting. Where are the High Elf Cav? Is anybody coming back to help Imric with his battle? He lands a big shot somewhere onto somebody. Continues to fight the Fae. Knocks her aside for a bit. The Lifecaster's trying to duck, dive, dip, and dodge her way back to Imric. I don't think it's going to work. If she has any heal, she has to throw them on these Dragon Princes right now. She does get the regrowth! As she's routing, she gets the regrowth max range onto Imric. That could be game-saving as the balance of power goes away from Army Loss's territory. Imric holds on. Imric keeps fighting and gets some vigor back, too. He does have to do something about, like, getting out of this blob or something. He needs to reset his charge bonus. Because just sitting here and fighting has not been working out for him. He does get a nice shot onto the Fey Enchantress. Dragon Princes are back. The last two Grail Guardians thinking about rejoining this fight. And Imric pulls over. He is tired of them. He straight up kills them both, so no more Grail Guardians for you. Lifecaster coming back, and Imric gives himself orders to go fight Henry. Fight up in the air. Huge shot onto Le Massif, who's now trying to land next to the Fey Enchantress, but that was a big win for the High Elves, trade-wise, because without Henry... Oh, nasty overcast! That might have just doomed them! The Fey Enchantress went to like almost full health to about half from that overcast damage. God damn! Imric lands back in. He is fighting. The Lifecaster is gone. I think at this point it is officially just Imric. No, there's something that's technically routing. It could come back. We'll see if it does. I doubt it. Imric's pushing his way through here. Now his fire resist makes... Okay, Felix didn't bring Karagul. Nice. Alright, big shot onto the Fey Enchantress. She is probably the right target. Whenever Henry lands, you probably have to swing at him, but if he leaves, just hit the Fey. Take out the healing, take out the real armor piercing. You'll be fine. Another big shot onto Henry. He's doing fine. Where is the Lord of Dragons? The Lord of Dragons is on Henry, making it much harder for him to hit. Pathetic 5 melee attack when you have that debuff on you. Pushes him off. His healing cap is very, very close. The Fey is also quite low, and I think Imric's going to carry this. I just don't think they have anything that can really stop this Dragon Lord. Big shot onto the Fey Enchantress. A follow-up one. I think he's also going to hit that because his stats are just so much better than hers. 34 melee defense is nothing compared to 70. 69. Nice. 69 melee attack. She throws out one last Earthblood, but again, Imric just swings. Knocks her down. She routs. Henry lands back in one more time to simp for the lady, and he immediately fucking dies. The Fae is out. Balance power's back to even, and I say even? Nah, the High Elves have got this. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Imric's just going straight for her. He doesn't care about the Grail Relic, which he needs to. So what he should do, kill the Fey Enchantress, like that. She has 10 HP left, finish her off. Kill her, kill the Grail Relic. Everybody routs, army losses. Easy. The Grail League has to be next, though. It's giving everybody around here ITP and plus 12 leadership, which is just terrible for what Imric wants to do. Fey Enchantress dies, balance power's back to even, and I'm looking at a giant fucking dragon and a bunch of half-dead manlings. It's not looking even, balance of power. It's looking pretty doomed. Battle Pilgrim Shatter. Imric hit that Grail League. He hits it once. Do I see twice? I see twice. Do I see 3 times? I do not see 3 times. I do not. Felix continues to swing. Felix continues to harass. Grailix takes another big chomp. Imric turns around. He says, who's next? And I think 2 shots onto Felix will end this game. Let's see him. Miss. He's going to route the Battle Pilgrims here. As soon as that Grailix gets far enough away that that bonus wears off, they're going to route. And they routed before it. All right, 2 shots on a Felix. Let's see if the prophecy is true. Lord of Dragons on him too, man. Just taking no chances. love how much he's missed. Jesus Christ, Imric. Figure it out. Holy shit, he's just missing everything. Wow, he missed again? I mean, I guess he has 55 melee defense versus 74 melee attack. Holy shit, he missed again! He missed again! Felix is doing it! He missed again! He can't hit him! What the hell? Why can't he hit him? What is this? What is going on? What the fuck, Rick? Okay, Black Knight, 100% ditch it. Ditch it. Go kill the Grail Relic and Battle Pilgrims. Get away from him. Reset. You gotta reset. Clearly he's in a blind spot or something. Your attacks aren't connecting. There's no way that is RNG. Something's wrong there. You just gotta reset how you're fighting. And he is going to charge the Battle Pilgrims. He takes out the Grail Relic. Without it, immediate terror from the Battle Pilgrims. Now he can redo his charge onto Felix. And he should be better off. Oh my god, he missed again. Holy shit, he missed again. Something's wrong. This is 3.0, yeah. I haven't seen anything this bad, not even in 2.4. Alright. Imric's just trying to reset, because, like, he keeps positioning his model too close to Felix, so all of his attacks are clearly going past him. Alright. Imric is on the ground. He's turning around. And he has attack orders onto Felix. He's walking over. And he misses! Like, he's not even connecting on the model. He just, like, can't find it. He just can't find it. Oh my god. He throws down Lord of Dragons, taking Felix down to 10 melee attack. He doesn't give a shit. But he can't hit him. He just can't. He can't. His model can't physically connect with Felix's. What the fuck? Holy shit, if he hit him like 2 times, this would be so over. Instead, he's just getting poked out by little Felix. It does seem to be a Felix-specific problem, because Imric murdered the Fey Enchantress. It's clearly not just they on foot, so we can't. This win goes to black. This is so stupid. Dragon animations are bugged. Yeah, he killed the face super easily though. Alright, Imric's just AFK. He's back in. He charges. He misses. He misses. He can't. He can't hit him! He's trying so hard! Oh my god, he just can't do it. He can't do it. Alright, Felix is inside of Imric's model now. Maybe now he can hit him. Nope. That is... The tail swing isn't hitting? Dude, nothing's hitting. He's done so many different animations, they're just not hitting at all. Brett should win, I'm totally unbiased, please believe me. Oh my god. I love that this is still going on. It's a 20-minute game of just Imric trying to kill Felix. Oh, he just can't. Man, if he hit him like 1 time. Black Knight's just in the chat now. What the hell? I've never seen it be that bad. I have never seen it be that bad. Hang on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is what heroes look like. All right, look at this man. Look at him. Can we be real and say Hiles won that? There was very clearly a bug. Up to you, though. If you want to proceed, no one will judge you. And Leia Yacht S, in the spirit of Bretonia and chivalry, says, yeah, I'd say give him the win. No damage at all to Felix is totally not fine. Clearly there was a bug. And a true man of honor gives the proper response. I mean, like, there was obviously something wrong there. Like, obviously. I don't know. It's just... Black Knight will advance. That was just a really weird bug. Because, like, in the real talk, in the real state of the game, there was no shot. Like, Imric, we saw what he did to the Enchantress. We saw what he did to Henry Le Massif. We saw how long the game went. And it's like, if he lands 2 shots, Felix terror outs, and it's over. And then the bug happens, and 7 minutes of combat go by, and he can't land a single shot. Like, that is just not a real result. Now, you can be mad about Imric solo carrying. Like, you can be mad about that, but that's not a bug. It's just bad faction design. And again, if Alea wanted to proceed, I would not blame him at all. I was just saying that was kind of fucked. And, like, everybody seeing it knew that was kind of fucked. Anyway, Imric, 6,100 value. The Dragon Princes heroically tried to hang on and defend their lord, but the Bretonians murdered the shit out of him. The Bretonians won the ground game super hard, and it was... Imric did half of an army's value. He did half an army's value to barely clutch out that game. That is insane. Meanwhile, the Enchantress 2,300 did fantastically. Felix, after 1v1ing a dragon to death, 1,300 value, 2,500 on Henri, 2,200 on the Grail Guardians, 1,000 on the Knights Errant. Peasants did fine. Battle Pilgrims did very well. And Archers got shut down. That was complete wild stupidity. Again, massive shout out to Alea for being such a good sport. I do really think that was the right decision. But I would not throw shade if he wanted to proceed. He won the game. You know, physically, he got the victory screen. But it's kind of like... It's kind of the same thing as if, like, you start the game and your lord falls through the floor and you just don't get a lord for the whole game. Would you consider that a win or what? And it's just, it's tough. Okay. I gotta go find Strat Game. He gave me an invite code. Okay, Strat versus Goji. Spectate. 1, 2, 3. Go get the blocker up. Bap. You saw a little bit of a build there, my bad. It was not fast enough. Did not have the hands. Where are we at? Oh, we're in semifinals. Oh, we're in quarterfinals, my bad. Quarter finals. All right, we're ready here. Sorry. Skaven versus High Elves. Traditionally very Skaven favored. Again, I said this in the normal stream. At the very high levels, High Elf mains are pretty good at pulling out some shenanigans on the Skaven, but it's tough. It's tough stuff. So this is going to be an uphill road for Black Knight. We'll see what he can do, but High Elf mains are pretty good at making this tough for the El Skibinos. All right, how much Phoenix can not get a win for the next year? Can you test that? Yeah, I'll do a note. I'll make myself a note to test it. That was so weird, man. Okay. Casting the armies, now they're mostly set up. We have 2 Dragon Princes, 4 Illyrian Reavers, a bunch of Spearmen, 5 Spearmen, 3 Archers, a Lifecaster, and Imric versus the Skaven. On the other side for Black Knight, these two do play a lot, so I imagine they know each other's builds quite well by now. Clan Rats with shields along the back line, 4 Night Runners, 4 Rat Ogres, Ikit Claw, a Chieftain on a Bone Breaker, Packmaster on a Brood Horror, and triple Poison Wind Globe. Okay. Without the Avalanche Mortars or Without the Avalanche Mortars or Giselles, you are going to have to walk into the range of the High Elf Archers. Sorry, I'm messaging people about that game off screen, trying to figure something out. Slay that dragon. Yeah, the Skaven might have a little issues with the dragon. They can do Flensing Ruin on him, because I'm sure Claw brought it. Yes, he did. And he brought Howling Warp Gale. They don't have a ton of range pressure to really deal with him. I suppose, actually, yeah, 4 Night Runners can do it, if you just hovered over him like a doof. Like a doof magoof. Okay. Alright, Laird Reavers, all that stuff. I'm a little concerned, actually, about Strat Game's build. Night Runners are walking up. They're trying to do a little bit of skirmishing, but these Spearmen with their silver shields just don't give a single shit. They're running away. Globes are going to counterfire them. Nerfed Globes still do some damage, but it takes all 3 of them volleying onto the same Spearman, and then a charge in just murders the poor Spearman. That is funny. I mean, they got nerfed, but not, like, they're not useless. All right, I have a big piece of news for you after this game. So Claw rolling around. Imric is going to dive down along with his Dragon Princes, and catching the Rat Ogres out in the open like this, the Dragon Princes do make short work of them, but they are going to pull away, don't want to get caught by the Clan Rats and the other Rat Ogres coming in. Meanwhile, Imric just sits here. Looks like we have more Laird Reavers coming as well. Some Clan Rat Spears do just sprint past the front line. They are going to get intercepted by Dragon Princes, but these 3 archers are continuing to fire in. Looks like they are shooting at Poison Globes, though that 100 armor is making it rather tricky to deal with them. And, oh no! 3 units stacked up on top of each other, just getting rained on by the Poison Globes. They are going to pull back, but it is a little too late. Looks like we also have Flensing Ruin. Gonna hit on Imric here. The Flensing Ruin is attached to the Dragonborn, so the Dragonborn need to run away. They need to run away. They're just hurting Imric by being near him at all. Laird Reaver's trying to pile onto the back line, but they get caught by Rat Ogres and shot by Poison Globes. The archers are still firing, but they're just not getting enough DPS out quickly enough. And the Dragon Princes, after peeling off the Clan Rats and Spears for the archers, they are just going to sprint down into the main lines, get inundated into the Night Runners and the Globes, but there's still plenty of Globes throwing. Not instantly deleting the unit, but getting good damage out nonetheless. Imric is stuck on the ground. Howling Warp Gale, Overcast is keeping him there. Regrowth's trying to heal him back up. The Lifecaster also is in here, but there's just not a lot of support nearby. We do have the Laird Reavers going for a rear charge, but I don't know. It's so scary. It's so scary. Dragon Princes, though, they're trying to hard carry the game. They have routed off a Globe. They routed off a Night Runner. They have stopped another Poison Globe for throwing for now. There is another Poison Globe, but the Spearmen are going to catch it, and Imric gets up into the sky and leaves his Life Mage for dead, and she immediately fucking downloads. All right. Imric's diving back in. He is going to tear out the Poison Globes almost immediately upon landing. There we go, and these other Globes barely got to safety, did rally, and immediately start throwing. Damage value is about 2-1 in the Skaven's favor, and that is unfortunately a High Elf moment. I know Black Knight is an Imric stan. He will always take him. He will always stand by his man, but the Phoenixes and Bird casters are just a way better way to go in this matchup. Smaller profile makes it harder to hit them. They usually have Death Magic, which is a lot better versus weapon teams like this. It's just, unfortunately, Black Knight's pride will not let him abandon his build, but it is not the build for this matchup, in my opinion. Not the build for this matchup. Things are looking a little bit over. I'm just looking around. I don't really see how the High Elves turn this around. Unless Imric does another crazy carry, but that's not looking like that. It's going to happen today. He's netted in all these guys, just getting attacked on all sides. Poison Globes are even chunking him down a little bit. Skirmish Cap is also trying to deal with him. Dragon Princes will charge in. They'll take a nasty shot from Globes right in the face, finishing off just about the last of their models. The archers have been safe the entire game from the High Elves, and that is a good point of victory, but it's just not going to be enough. Actually, wow, Imric gets out, and he was going to get regrowth, but the caster got knocked over, so her cast got interrupted, and she might rout before she gets casted again. Imric's trying to peel for his backline. Damage value, balance of power is almost in army losses territory, and I would tend to agree things are looking real desperate. If that lady routs, it is over. Her leadership's holding at 0, just like the hope of the High Elves. One last regrowth from her. And is undercast, so she has no risk of overcasting herself, but she still just gets hurt too much. She is going down. Another Howling Morpio. Just trying to keep Imric on the grounds long enough for the Chieftain and Ikaclaw and the Packmaster to poke him to death. And as soon as he routes, this game is going to go into Army Loss's territory. I guarantee it. Imric shatters. Army Losses comes for us all. Ladies and gentlemen, if you feel bad for Alea, do not worry, because he accepted the offer. We had no one play Demons of Chaos in the first Faction War today. That slot was open. I talked to Alea and I said, hey man, because I just realized that if he had won that game, he would have gotten into the Faction War. So he also forfeited his Faction War slot because of the bullshit that last game. So I just hit him up and I'm like, hey dude, do you want to play Demons of Chaos in the Faction War? I know it's not Brett, and Brett's your favorite, but just saying you could still be in it. And he said, sure. So he is in the Faction War as the Demons of Chaos rep because no one played them earlier today. Big round of applause for Leia. Nice job. Because that would fucking suck. That would suck to win a game and not get invited to the Faction War because you just had to give it up due to a bug. Not a whole lot to talk about on the values of this game. The Skaven build was just really well put together to deal with the High Elves. And Imric is a Chad, but Imric is not the pick to fight Skaven. Skaven ain't afraid of no Dragon Lords without Soul Stealer. If you ain't got Soul Stealer, they ain't scared of shit. Okay, where are we at? So, we do have some spoilers. I can't take you over to the bracket just yet. Can't take you to the bracket just yet, my friends. Because there were some naughty Nellies that played their quarterfinals without us watching. So we do have a replay. And Grace is outside the door. Everybody shh. Everybody shh. Okay. So we'll check out the bracket after this. Pop Palpatine and Swarv sent us our thing. Now, all 8 of the players I'm about to list are part of the Faction War. BBB's Sentencia. XMT's the Phoenix King. BBB's Strat Game. Black Knight, we just saw. Bob Man from RTK. Guillaume. Swarv from RTK as well. And DBD's Papa Palpatine. So everybody you are about to see is in the Faction War. Now we are just fighting for bragging rights. So we have Swarv on the Beastmen versus Papa Palpatine's Chaos Dwarf. Astrogoth Iron Hand. Astrogoth Iron Hand is here. He has Flamestorm and Cascading Fire Cloak. We have 4 Hobgoblin Wolf Riders, including Ogla Khan's Wolf Boys. I actually don't know what they do that's so special. I guess it's the Pelt of Wolfag. I don't know. If anybody in chat knows what makes those guys special, let me know. More Hobgoblin Wolf Riders, Hobgoblin Sneaky Gets, a whole bunch of Hobgoblins, and then some Bull Centaur Renders with great weapons. Cool. On the other side for Swarv and the Beastmen, Ungor Spearman Herds, Minotaurs with great weapons, Torok Express Bull, way more Ungor Spearman Herds, more Minotaurs, I forgot the word for a second. More Centaurs with throwing axes, a Bestigor herd, buffed up and ready to party, and then a Bray Shaman of the Wilds with Traderkin and Devolve. I'm thinking the Age of Felix is more likely. Nice. Oh, there were some Tuskor Chariots and Dogs in the Vanguard. A Vanguarded Chariot, you don't see that very often. Anyway, Tuskor Chariot piles in. They are going to rout off these Hobgoblins, but unfortunately the Chariot is just getting worked on by the Bull Centaurs and actually the Chaos Dwarf Warriors themselves. Oof, 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 baboof. Astrogoth is fighting on the front line, so it looks like the northern side of the fight is going very well for the Chaos Dwarves, and the southern side of the fight is going more in the Beastman's favor as this very expensive Bull Centaur Render is caught out. Overcasted Traderkin and Minotaur's great weapon surround, plus a little bit of support with throwing axes. That is a very expensive unit to lose this early. A Flamestorm is going absolutely nuts in the main line, trying to hurt these Bestigors in the backfield. Swarv using his Centaurs, not Centaurs, and Dogs, catches out the Hobgoblin ROR, pushes them off, and Ungor Spearman Herds actually managed to catch off the other Hobgoblins as well. Things going a little tough for the good old Chaos Dwarves here. Now the frontline fight went very well for them. That Flamestorm wrecked the Bestigor herds. But they do have guys closing in on all sides, so there is nowhere to run to as the Centaurs and dogs pile onto these hobgoblins. The other hobgoblin riders are getting attacked by spearmen, maybe even minotaurs in the front. They are going to have to slip through the front line. Looks like these Centaurs with throwing axes have no interest in catching them. They are busy just throwing at the bull centaur renders, who are taking a lot of damage, and they're an important target to take down, so I can't really blame them for that single-minded focus. The Centaur, the throwing axes are doing really well. Minotaur is pushed off. We have a second Minotaur unit that is rejoining the fight, hopefully to stop these Bull Centaurs, because if you can get rid of them, I mean, that's a lot of the stopping power gone. Everything else is just Hobgoblins and Hobgoblin Wolf Riders. It'd be fine, except for Astrogoth. Are High Elves out? No, the Phoenix King's playing them. The Phoenix King's playing them. He is still in the tournament. They have good melee stats. I have a message. Okay. Traderkin is cast once again on the blob. It is going to hit Astrogoth. It is going to hit the Bull Centaurs. It is going to hit Chaos Dwarves. It's going to hit everything. Swarf's Tuskor Chariots are rolling dirty through Hobgoblins. Ungor Spearmen fighting it out. Balance power is about even, and I would tend to agree. While the Chaos Dwarves have lost a lot of their high priority assets, or at least they've taken a lot of damage, the Beastmen have just lost kind of everything. Like, if you look around, all of the red health bars are super low except for Torox. Caster's trying to recharge back up. Astrogoth is trying to make sure he never recharges anything again. Ever. Cascading Fire Cloak is up, giving him 558 weapon strength and 74 melee defense. He is trying to finish off that Bray Shaman in the Wilds. Meanwhile, the Chaos Dwarves continue to press forward, really push the Beastmen back, and these Hobgoblin Wolf Riders just shooting them with the bow, which is not helping out at all. Who dares ping me? Okay, sorry about that. Traderkin is cast before the Bray Shaman dies. I guess he's not dead. He could rally. Yeah, -4 leadership. He'll rally it. Never mind. No, he's not. He's got the crazy old woodsman after him. But Torox is trying to punish him for that. And a full health dog comes out of nowhere, piles into Astrogoth and helps out a little bit. Astrogoth taking decent damage from Torox. Torox did solo carry for Razel versus Cathay. Can he do it again for the Chaos Dwarves? We'll see. Swarf still using his throwing axes effectively, has a decent amount of ammunition left on them. These Hobgoblin Wolf Riders have just been uncontested. Oh, they're rampaging through the Beastmen lines. They've already paid for themselves and more. Traderkin Caster gets enough separation. His leadership is positive. He should be coming back any second now. And he'll be just fine with that. Another Flamestorm is cast onto best score. Sorry, I have a bunch of people doing their quarterfinals without the stream, so now I'm just trying to figure out who is where and what's happening right now. So sorry about my half distractions. I'm herding cats out here. Astrogoth still fighting Torox, and he's actually trading back rather effectively. We've seen him at that much health for like quite a while, and Torox has lost about a quarter of his HP in that time. Dogs are going to desperately try and fight the Hobgoblin Wolf Riders, but they will probably lose that fight rather spectacularly, unless these Hobgoblins actually don't seem to notice it's happening. Now they're running up. That does bring them further into the dogs. They're going to take a little bit more damage. Torox is still fighting Astrogoth, and Astrogoth is still at the HP we last frickin' saw him at. Traderkin Caster needs to get away from these Hobgoblins. It looks like he is desperately trying to run back to the fight. Maybe he can get one more Traderkin out onto Astrogoth and help Torox out a little bit. Chaos Dwarves are in ascension on the balance of power, and I would tend to agree it really is Torox versus the world at this point, as the last of these dogs and the Tuskor Chariots just really aren't going to amount to much. Bull Centaurs even think about joining the fight, though they thankfully do shatter. Can this Traderkin Caster make a difference? Dun, 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 dun. Incidentally, they don't have malign authority. They just built in better leadership along that some of those stats. I see. Astrogoth actually taking a notable amount of damage. I did notice it for once. Devolve on him, minus 24 melee attack. Still at 36, which is actually kind of impressive. But that doesn't help Torox hit him at all. Looks like we also have a Traderkin coming in. Is it overcast and this caster's probably just going to die, or what are we doing? Nope, it's undercast. Nice little bit of poke damage. And Torox still can't hit him. Jesus. Oh, no. I know why this is taking so long. 35% fire resist. 30% physical resist. He has 65% resist versus Torox. Oh, that's why this is taking forever. He can't hit him. He can't do any damage. He does fire damage. Oh, no. Astrogoth also has 50 melee defense. while the 57 melee attack of Torox isn't that impressive, but he's just not getting any damage done. There's 65% damage resist on this little guy versus what Torox is bringing. You think it's funny that Astrogoth has just better melee stats than Torox? Yeah, it's pretty dumb. Astrogoth is really dumb. He is dumb as they come. But this is a uniquely bad matchup for Torox. Like, you have to admit that, Palpatine. Fire damage versus someone with fire and physical resist. Oh, God, it stacks. Doombo might have been better here, for sure. Because I wasn't thinking about it either, so I just think Swarv wasn't thinking about it. I mean, Torox is usually your best bet, so who would be like, ah, he does fire damage, you know, it's an understandable mistake to make. Torox has still been fighting here, he's doing his best. The Chaos Dwarves really have nothing left besides Astrogoth. It's just some Hobgoblins that no one gives a shit about, but Astrogoth is going to body Torox here. And that's gonna be it, GG. Damn. Alright, if you are in chat, Pop Palpatine, if you are in chat and you're advancing to the next round, which Pop Palpatine is, I will need you to find your semifinal opponent, get your picks, not picks bands, get your builds ready, get ready to hit start game, and then fucking wait for me, and we'll be there in a second. All right, this is Guillaume versus Bobman. I can't take you over to the bracket because there's all the spoilers. There's all the spoilers. Chaos Dwarves versus Vampire Counts. Manfred von Karstein up in the sky for the Counts. We have Wind of Death, Spirit Leech, and Raise Dead Invocation Heck as well. Frontline Zombies, Skeleton Spearman secondary, 3 Fellbats, the Devils of Schwarzhoff and Vargeist, Black Knights, Lances, and Barding. Haven't seen these guys since the nerf. We also have Crypt Ghouls and Dogs in the Vanguard. Hi, Bobman. Hi, Bobman. On the other side for the Chaos Dwarves, we have 2 Hobgoblin Raiders with bows, 2 Bull Centaur Renders with great weapons. We have 2 Infernal Iron Guard with fire glaives, Hobgoblin Cutthroats, 2 Infernal Ironsword? No, an Infernal Ironsword and the Chaos Dwarf Arwar, Astrogoth Iron Hand, and a whole bunch of Hobgoblins on the front line. Neat, neat. DBD Dragonborn. No, Malgar would be good versus Astrogoth. I mean, yeah, but I was saying Torox is not. So Doombull, which is pretty much Torox, but just a different stat line, would be better than that. Anyway, a little bit of kiting from the Chaos Dwarves. And I haven't actually got to see this matchup yet. I got to play it once, but it was versus people who didn't really know how to play the Chaos Dwarves yet. So we'll see if after 3 days of being released, what the Chaos Dwarves have for this. Chaos Dwarves almost getting in range for their Infernal Ironsworn to Infernal Guard. Everything's a fucking Infernal with these guys. Anyway, Infernal Guard with the Fire Glaives to really start firing out. And then they'll do pretty insane DPS, even versus like zombies and stuff. Hobgoblin Archers don't want to get caught by those Black Knights. They will have to pull back towards their formation, make sure they don't get pushed away from their formation. Fire Glaives are firing. And they are firing at zombies that probably want to switch onto the Fellbats, as the Fellbats and the Dragon Lord are straight up going to land on these Goblin Laborers bold. The Infernal Ironsworn should be able... God damn it. Infernal Guard with the Fire Glaives. They should be able to hold off Fellbats on their own. Meanwhile, the Cryptors have gotten here after their long excursion. Bull Centaurs will catch them in the act. And the Dire Pack and other Crypt Ghouls are also caught out by the Bull Centaurs. And getting kind of mulched at the moment. Manfred is powering through the back line. Looks like we have a Wind of Death. It is going to hit the Infernal Ironsworn. This time I got it right. And it's creeping over. Does it hit the Blazing Beards? It does a little bit. But that was for sure undercast, because that did not do nearly as much damage as I'm used to it doing. Bats are just going to die. Bats are straight up going to die, but it bought the front line a little time to get involved. Meanwhile, Black Knights, Dire Pack, and Manfred all teaming up, and that poor Bull Centaur, he is going to die rather quick. So what happens elsewhere on the map? The Infernal Guard are back online. They are ready to start firing. And fire they need to, for the Devils of Schwarzhofen are coming in hot for the Blazing Beards. Really don't want them casting those blasting charges. But the Infernal Ironsworn are lining up. Point blank range, you're going to start firing into these guys. The Devils are getting murdered! absolutely murdered. One volley went from full HP to under half. On the backfield, Manfred and his goons are still beating up the Bull Centaurs, and Felbats go shit, 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 and dive onto the Infernal Iron Glaives just to buy a little bit of time for the Devils of Shorts off and to peace out, get their bearings, figure their shit out. Bull Centaur Renders are finishing off the Feasters in the Dusk. Those guys lasted a lot longer than I honestly would have thought. And the front line's getting a little dicey here for the Chaos Dwarves. Just a little bit. The undead are plowing mercilessly on, and hobgoblins really can't hold worth a damn, which is fine. I'm not trying to say they're a bad unit. They are just not meant to hold. They cost the same as Skaven slaves, for God's sake. Big angled breath attack goes down the line of the Infernal Guard, doing a ton of damage to them, but it does finish off the Felbats, unfortunately. Now, the Infernal Guard still have 50 models. They have plenty of shooting left to do, and it looks like they are aiming for the Devils, trying to finish those little guys off. Bounce power is about even, a little favored for the Chaos Dwarves as Black Knights think about getting involved on these Infernal Guard, and then they think better of it as they get surrounded by Hobgoblins, Astrogoth, and Bull Centaurs. Unfortunately here, the Infernal Guard are kind of faffing about a bit too much. They changed off of the Devils of Schwarzhof and onto the Black Knights, who are now half obstructed by the Bull Centaurs, so they should have just kept firing at the Devils, in my opinion. Manfred is here. He is going to push them back a little bit. More Infernal Guard still fighting, and all the infantry quality for the Vampire Counts is utter garbage. There's no Graveguard Great Opens or anything in here. Infernal Guard still firing at the Black Knights. Those guys are going to crumble away to dust. Dire Pack's full HP. Manfred's full. Black Knights, the other Black Knights are full HP. And you have a bunch of zombies and skeletons, but is that going to be enough? That's 10,000 HP, 70 melee attack, melee defense. I think there is a little bit of lit trolling. Big Wind of Death. Is it overcast? I heard the overcast sound. It goes burr a little bit. Kills some hobgoblins. Did a little bit of damage to the Infernal Iron Swarm, but oh well, not enough. Breath Attack might do it. Oh, Breath Attack does it. Does more damage than overcast Wind of Death. Say goodbye to those Infernal Iron Swarm. Without them, all of a sudden the Vampire Counts are feeling a lot better. Devils of Schwarzhofen are pushing off these Infernal Guard, while the others continue to try and offer support. But it's quickly getting down to a full health Bull Centaur Render and Astrogoth as the only real forces for the Chaos Dwarves left on the map. He has been spamming out Ash Storm. I just think that spell is trash, but you can disagree with me all you want. I'm still right, though. What is the map for the semis? Did I not put a map for the goddamn semis? Hold on. Sorry. Schwarzhofen. Sorry. Alright, I'm back to definitely casting this game and not filling out the bracket that I should have filled out, but I got distracted by casting the game. Done. Alright, all the maps are set. Astrogoth getting jumped on by Manfred. But the rest of the Chaos Dwarves are in utter disarray. Actually, not these Infernal Iron Swarms. They're just chilling. Still firing in the darkness of this weirdly lit map. CA was trying to be clever when they changed the seasons that you could get a map. Like, there's sometimes winter, there's sometimes spring, there's sometimes day, there's sometimes night. But they didn't account for the fact that some of their decisions are trash. And we would like to avoid those decisions. Devils of Schwarzhofen get back in the sky before the Bull Centaur Renders can fully get here. Manfred charges over. He terror routes the Infernal Guard. They might naturally route. Might. A little bit of fast forwarding as the Bull Centaur Renders and Astrogoth are going to try and just kill infinite amounts of random chaff. And Manfred is going to hunt hobgoblins. One last attempt at a snipe onto Manfred. The Bull Centaur Renders do charge over after him, but they just can't quite get to him through the Black Knights, through all the zombies, and they are now surrounded by spears. Astrogoth's running around. Bunch of undead crumbling going on. Astrogoth tries to catch the Dire Pack along with his Bull Centaur pals. And they say no. They run away. And then they come back. Bull Centaur's running around, trying to find a fight. They get Spirit Leeched. They're trying to rally their Infernal Guard. That's really not going to happen with Undead so nearby. And Manfred is just keeping them running. Unfortunately, the stalling just helps the Undead. As they Spirit Leech, they do at last commit slightly back onto the Skeleton Spearman, take a bunch of damage. And a surround by the Dire Pack. Army losses will hit. The Vampire Counts and Bobman advance to semifinals. All right, last quarterfinal replay. Dwarfs do everything dwarfs do versus BBB Sentencia. Empire versus High Elves. Undead still OP. Got it. That was the first time I've seen vampire cats actually do that well. They have been having a bit of a tough go. Vampire Coast feel like they're the worst off. Maybe them or Tomb Kings. Counts are probably still the strongest of the 3 undead, but Coast got butt hurt. All right, for the Phoenix King, 4 Illyrian Reaver Archers, 4 Rangers, 2 Dragon Princes, 3 White Lions of Christ, and an Archmage of Life on a dragon with Regrowth and Earthblood. Okay, for the Empire of Sentencia, triple Demigryph Knight, Karl Franz up on Deathclaw with no abilities? Okay, just Deathclaw, no abilities. Got it. Lifecaster with Regrowth and Earthblood, triple War Wagon, and a whole bunch of state troops. I'm gonna fast forward the very fun War Wagon Kite phase as Dragon Princes start to dive in. Franz goes in. Franz, are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? The Lifecaster is coming over a bit. Looks like she might be trying to line up Breath Attack. Dragon Princes maybe want to keep Franz on the ground. He is trying to get out of here. I suppose there are Demigryph Knights constantly threatening to countercharge, though. Yeah, Dragon Princes also think about charging here, but triple Demigryphs are not something to fuck around with. The High Elves have a lot more money in infantry. The Empire has more money in, obviously, War Wagons, but Demigryph Knights, too. Dragon Princes get naked charged by Demigryphs. They are currently not fighting back. And Karl Franz even dives in on the side, but down to half HP. Oof. High Elves continue to push forward. Dragon Princes rear charging the Demigryph Knights. Rangers still trying to pick a fight with any Empire State troops that will listen to them, but War Wagons are continuing to go burr. Demigryph Knights are continuing to go burr. Quick, ambitious breath attack from the Life Mage. Gets a little bit of poke damage onto the Demigryph Knights and actually doesn't do any friendly fire, which is nice. Demigryphs will get a regrowth? Yeah, regrowth onto the Demigryph Knights as these already almost dead Dragon Princes are doing their best. Illyrian Reavers are going to poke around. War Wagons have used very little of their ammunition so far, even after the ammunition nerfs. And the Illyrian Reavers are just committing. They're just going to chase him down, try and hit him in melee, but also shoot at him on the way. That's nice. And the Life Mage is getting sniped out by the Dragon. Okay, all right. Phoenix King even dedicates 1 Illyrian Reaver to come back and pin him in. That was a really nice play. I liked that a lot as the Life Dragon turns around. Tries to get a good shot on him, but instead, the Jade Wizard gets away, sneaks past the Dragon. Damn it. He tried, though. I think that was a good chimp from the Phoenix King. Dragon Princes get caught by the Demigryph Knights, but they're immediately going to run away. And the High Elf front line finally got the fight they were asking for. They are slaughtering some state troops. Will it matter? As the Illyrian Reavers continue to surround the Jade Wizard, they will try and finish him off. Demigryphs have come back to help out the War Wagons. The War Wagons traded up on the Illyrian Reavers in damage value. Oof ba-boof. Illyrian Reavers get dove on by Franz and the Demigryphs. That will easily tear out them off. The High Elf front line is, again, going well. That is the only thing going well for them in this battle so far as Dragon Princes are run down by Demigryph Knights. Again, they get caught napping a little bbit. And Earthblood is used on the Illyrian Reaver Archers, who are continuing to try and harass the War Wagons, but just can't quite land a hit on them. Franz is T-posing in, and lands, but not even close to hitting his target. He gets back up under the sky. He is going to just go fight the Life Mage for a bit as Demigryph Knights continue to fire around. We are quite down to the balance of power. I do wonder how Illyrian Reavers are going to try and handle this, but I am sensing with the War Wagons all very healthy, plenty of ammo left, actually less than half at this point, but the Demigryphs are healthy, Franz is healthy. For the High Elves, you just have infantry. I have unfortunately seen this one too many times where infantry just get run down over and over again. I think this is probably the big ogre. As all the Illyrian Reaver cav get caught in place, Life Mage is trying to stay away from Franz, but the High Elves are about to lose their skirmish cav. Their infantry is winning, it's just infantry is not a great win condition, unfortunately, and they will just get kited by War Wagons and probably run down by Demigryph Knights. White Lions do get to stay a bit in the fight with the Demigryphs, doing pretty good damage to them, but the Demigryphs are going to fuck off for now. Get away from there. That is army losses. We are caught up on replays. Okay. We caught them. I gotta go find Papa Palpatine. Apparently, Strat Game and Sentencia are gonna play. because it is getting late for Sentencia. We'll wait for a code for Pop Palpatine. Now that I can show spoilers, it is Empire, Skaven, Vampire Counts, and Chaos Dwarves in the semifinals. 3 games left for the day. We'll catch Pop Palpatine and Bobman live. I have to cast the replay between Sentencia and Strat Game because apparently it's getting late for Sentencia, so he just wants to play and get it over with. And whoever makes it to finals will cast that. So 3 games left. Hang in there, my friends. Hang in there. Getting stressed out. People want to go to bed. They're rushing me. I am being rushed. Which makes me sad. Blockers up. Pop Palpatine and Bobman. They should have their builds ready. It looks like they have both spent 99.92% of their gold. Bobman immediately readies up. Pop Palpatine sits here, looks at me expectantly. He's angry. He's mad. He's furious. And he's ready. This is a live game. It's not a replay. The next game will be a replay, and then finals will be live. Right? Live, replay, live. Sorcerer Prophet of Fire versus the Red Duke. The Red Duke? Why the Red Duke? What? What? Why the Red Duke? Sus. The Phoenix King, you no longer have to play your tiebreaker for High Elves, though, because you just qualified again. So there's that. You are in the faction war, if it's any consolation prize getting kited by war wagons. If it's a consolation prize. Darn, we're just loading in. Loading in, loading in. Do I dare check my YouTube notifications to see if I'm still getting trolled? Oh, we loading. I hope this is just a slow load time and not that bug. Yeah, okay, we're back at 600. We're good. There was a bug in like mid Warhammer 2 where sometimes the counter would go from 600 straight to 0 and then it would say you lost connection, but you'd have to wait for 10 minutes. It was brutal. Armies are going to set up for a bit. I'm going to take a look at this Red Duke guy. Okay, dual White King, neither of which has a Scab Scraith. I was worried I was going to have to get mad at Bobman for taking duplicate items because he can't do that, but he took neither item, so that's fine. Red Duke, Foe Seeker, El Sif, Wind of Death, Invocation to Heck, and the Zombie Summon. Huh. Wind of Death after its pretty middling performance in his last game. Interesting. Really likes it. Oh, 5 Zombos, 3 Skeleton Spearmen, 3 Crypt Horrors, 3 Fellbats, the Dire Pack, a Corpse Cart with an Unholy Lodestone for some regen, and double White King on horse with no Scab Scraiths on either of them. On the other side, for the Chaos Dwarves of Pop Palpatine, we have a Sorcerer Prophet of Fire with the Vial of Hashut, Burning Head, Fireball, and Cascading Fire Cloak. Cool. Some Bell Centaur renders with great weapons, just one of them. We have the Immortals, Infernal Iron Sworn ROR. 2 Infernal Guard with Iron Glaives. God damn it. Infernal Guard with Fire Glaives. There's too many iron things. Anyway, I digress. Triple Fire Glaives, some Hobgoblin Cutthroats, a bunch of Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits, and Chaos Dwarf Warriors. Feels like a very small, very elite build from the Chorfs. Let's see how they do. Hello, little immortals. How is being Iron Sworn this day? Let us advance. Upon the counts. I'm wondering what the White Kings are for. I'm wondering why he really wanted the White Kings. What are you going to accomplish, my friends? They do have bonus versus infantry, but not a high armor piercing value. We'll see. Chaos Sorcerer, Lord of Sorcerer Prophet of Fire should be pretty easy pickings. Only 4,000 HP when he's on foot. Look at his little pistol. Damn. Palpatine is advancing. Now I think that Corpse Cart with the Unholy Lodestone is going to have a hard time getting a lot of time being alive. With 3 Fire Glaives ready to just mow it down. It might have to be held back on the advance for quite a while. See if Palpatine considers it high threat. He might just focus on the Crypt Horrors and stuff, but I think taking out a regen aura, but also +5 melee defensive melee attack for everybody around it is pretty huge. We just saw this a little bit ago. Felbat Suicide diving in, and a zombie summon also there, just trying to stop the Fire Glaives from firing for a little bit. The Dire Pack dive in, but the Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits do appear out of nowhere, and the Dire Pack just runs straight through them onto the Infernal Guard. Plus a big breath attack is coming down the line from the Red Duke. Oh, it murders the Fire Glaives, kills both of these units too, but no one seems to care as the Immortals actually escaped from that breath attack unscathed. Quick Wind of Death is canceled by popping Foe Seeker. Nice job there, good mechanics, and a Burning Head goes down the line, but it seems to hit more Chaos Dwarves than it does hit Undead, as it unfortunately curved away from its original path, entirely killing a Hobgoblin Sneaky Git. Sorcerer Prophet of Fire, pushed around by the Red Duke. White King's advancing past him. Things are looking a little scary for the Chaos Dwarves. They are very compromised. They're very compromised right now. But damage value, they're actually up 2-1. The Infernal Iron Glaives are nuking down the Red Duke. On his dragon, he's down to under half HP from several volleys from the Iron Glaives. He is going to get away now. He will obviously heal himself up. He'll be fine. He's even going for the Sorcerer Prophet of Fire Lord Snipe attempt, but the Immortals are fighting their way desperately to get to him, and the Infernal... God damn it. Infernal Guard Fire Glaives keep firing in on him, really keep him under pressure. He does need to just peace out for a bit. Crypt Horrors are getting mulched by the Chaos Dwarves as well. And the Chaos Dwarves pulling ahead significantly. They're up over double the damage value of the Infernal Guard, still firing on the Red Duke. He is now just starting to crumble. The Vial of Hashut making him extremely susceptible to that fire damage. 60% fire weakness, -40 armor. God damn, he's having a bad time. The White Kings are trying to finish off the Sorcerer Prophet of Fire. I wonder if they'll be able to with these Bull Centaur renders nearby, really lending their aid. Hobgoblins are rallying on the far side. No one seems to care too much though, as these Infernal Guard just turn and fire. And a Burning Head is even going to be cast to clear out some of these Skeleton Spearmen and leave the Crypt Horrors on their own. The Sorcerer Prophet of Fire is going to be fine. Damage value is still 2-1 in Palpatine's favor. I'm tripping over my goddamn words here. Army losses is close. Nice breath attack onto the Infernal Guard. It's not going to be enough to finish them off, though. More Hobgoblins are rejoining the fight. The Red Duke is just about finished crumbling. Little Fire Glaive poke is hitting him. They're just trying to tick him down, stop that healing from really helping him out and get him crumbling once more, but he's not going to crumble. Now he is. The crumbling should finish him off unless he gets back into a charge bonus somehow. Yeah, he's still crumbling, even at 0 leadership. It must be rounding down. And without their lord, as soon as he dies, army losses is going to hit for sure. For sure. As the Bull Centaur renders are murdering the Corpse Cart with Unholy Lodestone. It's the last real centerpiece for the counts. Red Duke's dead. Army losses is coming. Mark my words, it's coming. There, well, he surrendered before the army losses, but GG. GG. Source of Prophet of Fire just did fine. He was a support guy. These Infernal Guard with the Fire Glaives did fantastically. 1700, 1770, and 1100 for them. Chaos Warriors held. Hobgoblin, Sneaky Gits, and Hobgoblins mostly just died, but that's whatever. Infernal Iron Sword did okay. Red Duke struggled to really get value. The 4 Crypt Horrors got murdered. White King struggled to get their value back too. The Fellbats died for the great causes they were supposed to, and Skeletons and Zombies inundated the back line. So Pop Palpatine and his Chaos Dwarfs will be awaiting in the finals. We have to cast a replay quick from the other semifinal before Pop Palpatine can go to bed. So I hope you are comfy, my friend. I hope you have some caffeine with you. And now we wait for Strat Game and Sentencia's replay. I'm going to ask Strat, for everybody's benefit, can you send me the replay even if you lose, so we don't know who wins? Okay, so I am only going to accept the replay from Strat Game. I have asked him right now to send it to me, even if he wins or loses. Doesn't matter. I don't want to know who wins. Okay, perfect. He said they are in game. He said still going, so I assume it's in the late game portion where he can answer a message mid-game. But we are getting a replay from Strat Game. Just because he is the one that sends it does not mean he is the winner. I'm going to be right back. I have to take a leak. I am going to have a chocolate. You can't stop me. Oh! You know what we could do? While we wait. Uh-oh. Muko's here. Uh-oh. All right. Strat Game has sent us the replay. Let's see how it goes. Magnum Cannon, other rocket launcher ability, it's bugged. Have you ever tried it? You remove the in the army builder, so a free 150 gold for the Chaos Dwarves. That's kind of funny. All right. Let's see what Sentencia can do. I personally think this matchup is quite Skaven favored. And this is a replay. It's getting late for Sentencia. Pop Palpatine, if you're still in the chat, whoever won, if you can find them, I won't look. You can ask them in Discord. I'm not going to look. Get in the lobby. Get your builds going, because I know it's probably getting pretty late for you too, so let's keep this shit rolling, all right? For the Skaven, 5 Skaven Slave Slingers, 4 Poisonman Globes, 2 Warp Block Jazales, Ikat Claw on his Doom Flare with Flensing Ruin and Storm Demon. Looks like 4 Wolf Rats and 4 Rat Ogres and still no infantry. Strat Game fucking hates Skaven infantry. I'm learning this. He doesn't believe in this power of Skaven slaves and clan rats. On the other side, for Sentencia, we have 2 Pistoliers, 2 Empire Knights. Yes. No. 3 Knights of the Blazing Sun, 1 Empire Knight, 4 Pistoliers. Damn it! There are 2 Empire Knights. There are 3! 3 Empire Knights. They're just scattered all over the place. 2 Free Company Militia and a couple Spearmen. But it's a mostly Cav-centric build with Balthazar Gelt, Final Transmutation, and Searing Doom on his kit. Cool. Skaven are going to advance. Looks like the Empire is going to kite away, but with 2 Jezzails, you can really force them to come into you. You don't have to care. Wolf Rats are getting close to these little Pistoliers. Looks like they might be doing a surround type move. But someone is getting into the Skaven lines. Pistoliers and Empire Knights taking the charge. They are going to get massively globed, as we saw with the High Elf game earlier. Globes did get nerfed, but in volume they can still do a lot of damage, especially paired with Rat Ogres and support of that kind. Looks like we have a Final Transmutation from Balthazar Gelt, countered by a Flensing Ruin from Ikit Claw. I think the Flensing Ruin should just be cast onto Balthazar. I do think they're better there. Personally, I don't really like them when they're cast onto multi-entity models. Doesn't feel like it does much damage. Yeah. Alright, Jezzail's continuing to fire at Pistoliers, and these guys are left really out on their own, but it doesn't look like the Empire has any cavalry in the area that it can swoop back here. Maybe this Pistolier should just suicide dive onto the Warp Block Jezzails, but it looks like currently it is trying to help its other Pistolier friend avoid these Rat Ogres and Wolf Rats. The front line for the Empire, because it has one and the Skaven don't, are slowly getting through the Skaven Slave Slingers and the Globes. They are taking a lot of damage in the meantime, as Slingers also continue to harass those Free Company Militia. Up in the top area, Cav are butchering Rat Ogres and Wolf Rats, but it looks like we have a little bit of Poison Globe support coming in now. They have to get around this rocky formation, but they will do good damage when they get there. Jezzails, the Pistoliers did take our advice. They dived straight onto the Warp Block Jezzails, but a Brass Orb is going to take them down and really getting insignificant damage versus those Warp Block Jezzails. I guess they have 24 melee offense, which is apparently a lot for the Pistoliers to get through. Wow, okay. Thought they'd do a lot better than that. Globes continue to hurt the Swordsmen, but they also finish off their own Skaven Slave Slingers, and a nice Searing Doom is going to take about a quarter HP off of those Globes. Meanwhile, Empire Knights trying to finish off the last of the Skaven forces up on this hillside so they can be free and clear to do whatever they want. It's not going so well for them as Gelt is thinking about diving onto some Jezzails, and he is going to just pull the trigger on it after all. Empire is behind on the balance of power, and I would tend to agree. While they have cleared out a lot of Rat Ogres and Wolf Rats and stuff, we still have a full health Globe, a full health Slinger, full health Ikit Claw, and 2 very, very healthy Jezzails who are now shooting at Balthazar Gelt, even in like pseudo melee combat. And these Knights are having a tough time getting rid of all the Molder monsters. The Globes rout their own Wolf Rats and almost rout their own Rat Ogres, but it's just not going to be enough. We'll see if these Knights of Blazing Sun charging into the Globes can kill them off, but nope. Takes a huge volley in the face. A little more damage. And another Final Transmutation on these Rat Ogres and Wolf Rats. Huh. Followed up by a Searing Doom cast onto the Warp Block Jezzails. I don't think that's going to do a whole lot of damage. Wow, did more than I thought, honestly. Okay, cool. Spearmen do get back here. They will stop them from throwing, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. I don't think it is. Knights of Blazing Sun will run down these Poison Globes pretty easily if they stop attacking the Rat Ogres. Please go over here. Okay, they're working on it. Please go over here. There they go. They're dealing with that. Skaven, one of their Warp Block Jezzails, is getting pushed back. We still have a healthy-ish Wolf Rat. Healthy-ish Skaven Slave Slinger. Ikit Claw himself. Things are getting a little spicy. A little spicy for the Skaven. The balance power creeps it back from the edge. Step away from the ledge. This game realizes maybe the Skaven aren't as ahead as they think. I still think they're very ahead, but it's not entirely over. Okay, sorry. Pop Palpatine's messaging me. I'm making sure it wasn't, dude, I have to go to bed for like work tomorrow or some shit. But he's fine. He's chill. Poison Wind Globes throwing at these last swordsmen. Another Searing Doom hits the Warp Block Jezzails, but just really doesn't do that much damage, and the Empire is down to the tattered scraps and remains that they can dredge up from the gutters of society. After Karlfron takes all the real men out to fight Khorne in the Wastelands or to fight Festus up in the north near Midland, these stooges are left behind, and when rats come out of the sewers, they say, I guess I'll show up if you give me 50 bucks. And when you give them the 50 bucks, they just fucking run off. Cowards and shameful. I don't think there's much left to be said. Ikit probably has a Flensing Ruin ready for Balthazar, which is going to take him down to nothing. Everything else is almost dead. Jezzails are still healthy and safe. Globes are still healthy and safe. They're all fine. They can't be compromised by really anything. I just don't see how the Empire wins it at this point. Well played by Sentencia, but it's a brutal matchup. It's a brutal matchup. He's doing his best to buy a little bit of time. It's not going to be enough. Pistoliers coming in from the Darklands. They are here now. They immediately get routed off. There's just nothing with the health to stand on to get in range of this cave, and anything that approaches just dies immediately. Gelt dives in one last time, but it's not going to be enough. GG. Strat game go on to the finals. Skaven versus Chaos Dwarves. Well played strat game, and there are people waiting on us, so I'll just glance through the values. Jezzails overall did fine. Rat Ogres held stuff back. Globes did well. Wolf Rats did well. Skaven Slaves did just fine. Gelt himself did nicely. Knights of the Blazing Sun and Empire Knights struggled to get their value back. Pistoliers also struggled to get their value back, even at their lower price point. Free Company Militia struggled, and Empire, Spearmen, and Swordsmen did okay. All right, all right. Let's go find our finalists, eh? Strat game, Papa Palpatine. We are on our way, my friends. We are on our way. It was well played by Sentencia. I think both sides just hand shook to not have their final trans type spells hit the other guy's lord. We're into game. Papa Palpatine has a build. Strat game has a build. Pop Palpatine's fucking trolling. He's trolling. He's hard memeing on him, dude. Look at this. Look at this. We have the ROR Iron Demon, 2 Kadai Fireborn, 2 casters. I think the other caster is to heal up the Kadai Fireborn. Drazov. Ugh. Wait, when Turkey? Whenever Greece's Goldtooth gets picked. Bruh. Hey, Current Year, how you doing? Is Turin's thing still going? Hold on, is Turin still casting? What has it been, 7 hours? Holy shit, he's still going. 7 hours, he's still going. Turn still going. What an animal. What a Chad. That's a long string. It's not easy to do. Okay, cool. And Rocket fixed the bot. Good job, Rocket. Pop said I'm qualified. What do I care anymore? Mm-hmm. Platty, you never got turkey? Nobody played Grease's Goldtooth. He has a turkey in his mouth. Platty, you seeing Turin's fucking speedrun? Dude, I saw you Platy, I saw you valiantly streaming at the same time as Turin. At least I have the benefit. I mean, streaming at the same time as Turin still sucks. Our viewership is 1/3 of what it was during the day. But dude, at least I'm casting something different, so if people don't want to watch Dom, I at least get that crowd. It was bold of you to cast your tournament at the same time as Turin. Now, I know yours was scheduled first. I know that, but you probably, if I was me, I probably would have just gotten myself a bucket of ice cream, gave up, shut down my channel, but you kept going, and for that, mad respect. Alright, builds are mostly set up so I can actually talk about stuff. Who the fuck is mentioning Dom in here? Nobody, I didn't say nothing. We have a Hobgoblin sneaky gift from Papa Palpatine. A whole bunch of Hobgoblin front lines. 2 Kadai Fireborn, for some reason. 2 Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders with bows. The Demon's Tongue. Iron Demon. A Firecaster with Fireball, and then I think just the heal. Yeah, just the heal. For the Iron Demon and the Kadai. And then we have the big Flames of Asgore spell. Leo's turn does not schedule other casters. Yeah. Let's all just blame Turin for all of our problems. Let's all just blame Turin instead of looking inwards. How are Chorfs fitting in the meta so far? Mid-tier, not OP, not broken, but they are fine. They are certainly viable, they are certainly good, but they're not OP. Alright. 4 strat game, didn't cover it yet. 4 Rat Ogres, 4 Night Runners, 3 Globes, a bunch of Clan Rat Spears, and then Packmaster, Chieftain, and Icket Claw with Flensing Ruin and Howling Warpkill. The Iron Demon gets some shots off onto the Night Runners. Dissuades them. Drazoth the Ashen lurks. He is ready. Rat Ogres charge into the Demon's Tongue, but they are going to get counterfired by Hobgoblins, and Hobgoblin Cutthroat's going to run up and do some sneaky stabbing a little bit. Demon's Tongue is currently getting its ass kicked, and Drazoth's coming over. He's like, oh shit, hold on. He's got a breath attack. He's going to throw it down. The big fire comes in, does some good damage to the Rat Ogres, but he is going to have to get involved here pretty soon if he wants to save the poor little Demon's Tongue that is just getting murdered. On the other side, Kadai Fireborn going absolutely nuts in the back, fighting Rat Ogres and Clan Rats, and they're getting ignored, and they're still losing even while they're getting ignored. And oh my god, the Iron Demon's almost dead. And our big boy Drazoth has landed in some Poison Globes and the Night Runner, stopping them from firing. And oh crap, oh no, Icket Claw's coming. He's probably going to throw it on the Howling Warpkill on top of this guy. We saw this a lot with High Elves when Black Knight tried to take Imrik into strat game. Anytime he landed at all, he immediately got netted, and then they walked up and ruined this man's whole career. Now, oh, he is casting the big boom spell. Ah, it's big, it booms. Oh, I'm so scared. Does a pretty good amount of damage to the little chieftain that it could, and it routes off all the infantry. But Drazoth is still netted. He is still on the ground, and the Kadai Fireborn are still trying to get something done. Now, the Firecaster is walking over. He's thinking about potentially doing something useful for somebody, and Drazoth is going to start walking away as Poison Globes come over menacingly, but I don't think Strat actually wants to throw into his own troops like that. So Drazoth is going to get off the ground. He's going to get going. Kadai Fireborn continuing to fight. Icket Claw's at a half HP. He will not get any healing from the Packmaster, but the Chieftain will be just fine. Globes go burr. Kadai Fireborn go ouch. They go very ouch. Drazoth lands, but where's the damage going to come from the Chaos Dwarves, man? Bounce power is only slightly in Strat's favor, but it's just not looking. It's not looking real. Kadai Fireborn even start demonic instability crumbling. They're just gonna straight up die. And Drazoth's Bull Centaur runs away, only to get netted. But does he take off? He actually might take off. Oh, there it is! Yeah, he took off. He got up in the sky. Get fucked, Skaven. You got nothing. I don't like blaming innocents. Why are people not taking the Wolf Riders? Someone said it in chat, and I definitely agree. I think Palpatine said, I already qualified for the faction war. It's like 4 in the morning where I am. Fuck it. Just fuck it. And I think he just, yeah, I think he did one for the lads. Is honestly my bet. I don't think, like, I could be wrong, but I don't think Papa Palpatine in his heart of hearts really looks at this build and he's like, this is it. This is what beats Skaven. As the Iron Demon continues to fire in on the Rat Ogres, it's actually doing pretty good damage to them. It's trying to take them out. Drazoth dives back on the Poison Globes, trying to stop them from doing anything cool. Meanwhile, the Iron Demon continues firing. Fortunately for the Chaos Dwarves, I almost said the Chaos Druchi, which would be very incorrect. For the Chaos Dwarves, their Demon Smith of Fire is gone. Dryazoth is going to get netted again. Now he is surrounded by Rat Ogres, and the Hero Squad is coming in. Hobgoblin Wolf Riders are firing in, doing their very best. But it's not going to be enough. The Chaos Dwarves are going to lose, and Strat Game will win tonight's qualifier. Bull Centaur? Sorry, it's like the bull something. It's a bull. It's a Bale Taurus. That's it. It's a Bale Taurus. Don't judge me. Army lost his hits. GG, well played to everybody who played tonight. Our top 8 players will be... We already said them, but BBB Sentencia, XMT's Phoenix King, BBB Strat Game. I don't think Black Knight is clan affiliated right now. RTK's Bobman, Guillama, RTK's Swarve, and DBD's Papa Palpatine will be the 8 people invited to the faction war. Also from this tournament, Alea Yacht Est did accept the offer of being the Demons of Chaos since they were unplayed earlier today. Those 9 will get added to the roster, and we have our bracket of 32. All right. All right, everybody. It was a good nighttime stream alongside Turrets. Viewership was low. The energy was high. I'm high right now. In Minecraft. Not legally binding if it's in Minecraft. No crazy values around here that I'm seeing. I don't see anything too great. Globes. One did very well. The others did not. Night Runners did all right. They did fine. GG. GG, well played, everybody. GG, well played. Get the hell out of my sight. Kadai are actually trash? Dude, Kadai are actually trash. Pop Palpatine, they are horrible. The Destroyer and the Kadai Fireborn, utter garbage. Oh, wait, I want to test something. If you're still around, good for you. I want to test something. You don't have to stay. I'm just going to see if Imric can ever hit Felix or if it was a one-off thing. That's all I'm testing. What map was it? Tower of Hoeth? I just want to recreate the exact situation. Tower of Hoeth, just in case it's map specific. Tournament's over. You can go. Sure. And then I need... What roster was it? Bretonia? We had the Fae. On foot. We had Felix, and I know he had Helping Hand. And he did not have Karagul. Alright, let's go. Wait, Knighthood, why are you awake? Knighthood, you're normally asleep by now. What the hell?
Behold, the majestic!
Alright, let's go snipe out the Fae and then see what we can do about Felix. Toot toot, bitch. Okay, so that was a unique bug with Black Knight, because even accidentally, he already hit Felix once. Yeah, Black Knight, I don't know what the fuck happened to you. I just bodied that idiot. That's how that was supposed to go. That's how that was supposed to go. Don't know what the hell that was. Because I can. Yeah. Its current year, were you whatting me? Or what I was trying to test there? CA hates you, Black Knight? Well, we don't hate you, buddy. Alright, Pop Palpatine. You did great today. Good job. I will see you in the faction war. For anybody who was wondering what the hell that test was about, because I don't think Its current year was here for that game. Its current year. Get ready. You're about to see some shit. There's definitely a video coming out about this. So this is Alea versus Black Knight during our tournament. It was a very close game. The only conclusion is that there is no bug. It was all player scale easy. You're whatting Dragonborn? Its current year? Well, no. No. Hey, pretend you were whatting this. No, you weren't here. You weren't. I'm telling you weren't, so I'm right, as always. You know better. You know better than to disagree. On and on it goes. Dun 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 dun. It was wild. Good on LA for conceding a very good sportsmanship. No, you weren't here. You weren't. We have decided its current year that you weren't fucking here. Thanks, buddy. Bump, 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 bump. I wish there was a faster fast forward button. Imric's doing the hard carry. Bounce power gets a little worse for the high elves. Imric's doing the hard carry. He's doing his best. He's doing his best. He's doing his best. He kills everybody in the whole room. He kills all of them. Alright, now it's time to kill Felix. 13 minutes into the game. Whoops, 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 whoops. I'm gonna go attack these guys. Whoops, 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 whoops. I'm gonna go attack these guys. No, I'm just gonna redo my charge. Whoops, 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 whoops. Alright, I need to redo my charge. I just need a breather. I need to think for a second. Whoops, 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 whoops. You boy, when do you think the next faction will be? July. I have some big plans for June. And this one's probably gonna run into May a little bit. So July. Wait for the replay to show Imric hit and Felix dies immediately. Oh god, that would be terrible because that video was gonna be so good. All right. So we determined that Imric can hit Felix. It was just weird. It was just weird, because when I tested it, I just killed Felix immediately. Anyway. Alright, everybody. See you around. Have a good night. Sleep well. I might do a stream tomorrow of me playing some Vermin League. It depends on if I can record all my videos in time and stuff and how my wrist is feeling. I have been streaming so fucking much and playing way too much on stream, so my wrist is starting to hurt really bad. But we'll see. Tomorrow, if I stream, I stream. Alright? Take care, everybody.